Hello, this is Peter here, and today I'm just going to give you a little, sneak peek showcase of a little indie game that I found called Starfarer. It's fairly cheap at the moment. I think it's just around, I can't remember, but basically because it's in a pre-alpha state, so don't take this as the final game product, but it is pre-alpha. They're doing the whole indie developer. We can't really afford to make this game, but we're going to do it anyway, and guys can help out by buying the game, and we'll give you early access to the pre-alpha, the alpha, and the beta before it's actually released. So, um, basically, it's a top-down strategy thing RPG. I don't really know what it's similar to that Space Pirates Zombies, was it Pirate Zombies and stuff like that? Which I played for a bit and didn't actually enjoy that much. This game seems to be much more improved in terms of technical, just details, graphics, and just sounds and overall performance, I find. Also, there's a huge strategy side to this where you can actually control massive fleets and compete and destroy other fleets. Originally, they only had missions, in which they had the old stories. You controlled the fleet, you controlled your starship, and you tried to destroy the enemy. But now, what I'm going to show you today, they have a campaign. And I have been playing for a bit on this because it's actually a really difficult game, and if you make a mistake, the game will kick you in the ass and leave you with nothing. So, I think this happened to me twice so far in this current save, but I have built up. I built up a huge fleet once and then lost it all. I'm currently saving up for quite a nice large ship, so I'll give you some gameplay, and we shall continue. One thing to point out is, obviously this campaign map is basically you left click to move. Your armada is represented by a little green circle with the ships hovering around inside of it. And other armadas you can interact with by just left clicking, including stations and stuff. So far, it does look like there's only this one system. However, there's plenty of content in the system to keep you addicted for hours and hours. Once I said, it is pre-alpha, so they will be adding more content just on the fly. So yeah, holding down left mouse will just continue, or you can just click and it'll go to where you clicked on the map. As you saw, the loading screen and the loading times are very, very short, and this is just true across the whole game. It is a top-down, so it's not very graphics intensive. So, okay, let's find some enemies. That is one thing you find, is that it does take quite a lot of time to find an enemy that you would be willing to engage and beat with your tiny little fleet. Either they're too big and they'll just destroy you in one single sitting, or they're faster than you and it'll take hours to catch up with. Currently, I think the game is four or so factions. I think there's just the independent mercenaries and the independent traders. There's this Tritacian people who tend to be more advanced in technology-wise. And then there's the hegemony. I think they're just the basic human people with massive fleets, and they seem to be the most powerful. And then you also have the pirates, who these guys are trying to fight just now. The red evil dudes, who everyone hates, and they're famous for being just wankers. So yeah, currently in my fleet I have my HMS Valiant, who's a really technologically. That's a very long word. Made a mess of it. My bad. Armed with missiles and lasers and shit. 2 rubbishy, cheap machine gunner frigates. And my fire support destroyer, who just launches loads of missiles and helps me, just give bad guys a really bad day. Oh, look, a little pirate scout. There's no way I'm going to be able to catch up with him. Now let's look for the bigger conflicts in the center of the galaxy. Galaxy? Solar system. Rushing into planets or other large objects like that will cause your ships to slow down. Obviously, probably because they're being affected by the gravity. I'm guessing. Could just be because they're stopping to look at the planet. God, there's so many fleets and all of them are faster than me. Oh, don't want to get engaged with that one. That was very close. Oh. One thing I do find which is quite annoying is that if you misplace the click, then you'll find yourself screwed and you won't engage, or you'll be engaged, and it's not fun. Your day can be ruined very easily. The way the game combats that is pausing within your space key and then issuing orders, but I found in the heat of the moment, maybe it's just me with my terrible reactions, it's difficult to do. So yeah, where are we? We're here. Cool. Oh, great. My destroyer has finished all its repairs. To repair, you need to have plenty of these supplies, which I'm running very low on. And obviously to move, you need fuel. To pilot your ships, you need crew. And if you want to board other ships at the end of battles, you need marines. It's simple yet complicated, and it works really efficiently. And to be honest, I can't recommend this game enough. It's been great fun. People tend to run away from games like this. Oh, fantastic, we engaged them. People tend to run away from games like this, but just because it's a top-down perspective. But that's a real waste. You should try it out. This guy's very rude, so I'm gonna fuck him up. So yeah, and this is the battle screen. So this is obviously the ship I can control. But then, as you can see, I've got my other friendly ships that are there as well. So the first thing I'm gonna do is tell these little guys to attack the lasher. There we are. So that's my big guy. He's going to attack his big guy. I'm probably going to help out, take out the smaller ship before then focusing on the big guy with everything else. Actually, on second thoughts, I'm just going to go straight for the big guy. Fire all of my missiles at him at the same time, I think. That's probably a smart idea. And then use my laser. Now the laser is very small damage. Very small. It does nothing. However, it can be fired pretty much continuously. You don't need to worry about the flux. It's a nice system in the game called the flux. It's basically weapons and taking damage. For instance, like there, I did there. It fills up the flux bar. Now, if the flux bar gets all the way to the top, all my engines were disabled. Didn't see that happening. Then your ship basically functions in overload, and you can't do anything. Now to get rid of flux, as you saw there for this ship, you have to vent. Now vent is done by pressing V, and you can't really do anything apart from maneuver if you have engines until the end of that particular session. So I'm going to try and take out this guy's shield, or at least get it facing me so my other ships can take it on. There we are, his engines are offline. This particular laser I'm using is annoying and really difficult to aim because it just fires from the front of the ship and doesn't move. So what I'm trying to do is not necessarily do much damage, but keep his shield facing me so my fleet can hopefully do the smart thing and engage it from the other side, which my fleet almost never does. Oh, hit my own ship there. One thing you want to oh dear, he just disabled my big ship. Ugh. Always fun when that happens. The one thing you want to watch is always hitting friendly units. The game's realistic like this, as well as collision. Don't collide with your friend, that's always a bad idea. There we are. He's taking some heavy damage now because his flux went to the top. Oh, shield's gone back up. However, he has hardly any hull left, and my other two friendly ships do. Fire your machine gun, take him out. There we are, do some damage. Right, I'm tempted to transfer a command into one of these so I can... Now this is cool, I like this a lot. Did you see that? Your actual command, you have to wait until it's completely transferred. It's a little rocket pod which fires the command, as in your officer over to the other ship. Now I like that. I've got a lot, oh, and I crashed straight away. There's a lot of that in this game, and I find that really, really quite cool to watch, because basically it adds that little bit more of I took it out. Little bit more in what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, the experience. Just adds to the experience a little bit. Just makes you feel like you're more immersion. That's the word I'm looking for. It makes that a bit more immersive. Now here you've got the report. Fortunately, I destroyed them too much, and my big ship was scrapped because it took too much damage. So I lost the ship, and I lost both the enemy ships. Which that's a very bad victory. Yeah, so I get money from it, but you really want to capture ships if you can. And I lost a ridiculous amount of crew. They're very cheap, but still. However, I've gained a lot of supplies, a lot of fuel, and a damn load of weapons, so I can sell them. Right, let's go